What's going on, Muln fans? Welcome back for another video. If you are new, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to get more content coming from me. Today was not a fun day whatsoever for Muln Automotive Company. Broke that psychological $1 level and got as low as 93 cents. People were optimistic about Muln being on short sale restriction list as well as threshold, but as you can tell by the downtrend that's been happening in Muln Automotive, the short sellers in this play do not care at all about these type of things because nothing's being really regulated. But I do believe something substantial is going to be announced for Muln Company between now and June 12th, especially from the latest 8K revealing that they agreed to delay the issuance of preferred shares until after June 12th. In the present time, though, what does Muln falling under $1 mean? Let's take a look at it. Muln shares fall below $1. So what happens now? NASDAQ will send Muln a deficiency notice if the closing price of Muln stock trades below $1 for 30 consecutive business days. If in fact regain compliance from May 4th to May 17th. As of May 4, Muln has not yet closed below $1 until today. A deficiency notice would provide Muln with an 180 calendar day period to regain compliance. Regaining compliance is generally defined as having a closing price of $1 or more for 10 consecutive business days. If Muln stock fails to trade above $1 for 10 consecutive business days during the 180 calendar day compliance period, it could still be eligible for another 180-day extension per NASDAQ. So Muln can get a notice if traded below $1 for 30 consecutive business days. But however, Muln could also be approved for an additional 180-day calendar extension period. And that goes by submitting a transfer application only if it meets the continued listing requirement for market value public held shares, which is 1 million worth of market value, and all other initial listing criteria except the initial bid price of $1 for the capital market. And you can find this information I'm reading by going to this article by Investor Place and clicking on that deficiency notice highlighted in blue at the top of this paragraph. On another note, AMC stock and Muln stock are sharing some interesting data out there. AMC stock fails to deliver hit all-time highs. New data shows that AMC's failed to deliver rates have peaked over the past 2 months. With this key indicator sitting at an all-time high, here's what investors should know. What is fails to deliver? Failure to deliver in trading occurs when one party fails to meet its obligations on a settlement date. This applies to stocks, futures, contracts, options, and more. On the buyer side, FTD implies a lack of money to proceed with the order. On the seller side, though, FTD means the seller is lacking sufficient equity. Increased volatility. Rapid and severe swings in a stock price can lead to high FTD rates. Increased volatility also tends to boost borrow rates, which makes it harder and more expensive to acquire shares to cover short positions. Short squeeze potential. One instance in which an FTD occurs is when a short seller does not deliver shares, but they have sold by the settlement date. High FTD rates can thus imply that short sellers are having trouble covering. Many shorts simultaneously scrambling to cover is exactly what causes a short squeeze. Take a look at Muln and AMC's failure to deliver in comparison. As you can see up top on AMC's chart, you see that the highest amount of FTDs in yellow spiked when the share price is at its lower levels. Back over when AMC was trading at over $70 per share, there were minimum FTDs. Same with Muln, you'll see that the highest amount of FTDs are at its lowest share price. Then coming into reverse stock split, we're awaiting new data. The current high demand to trade AMC has conflicted with the limited availability of shares. Short sellers are putting themselves at risk of catastrophic losses. Considering AMC shares borrow fees sit at a whopping 75% and peaked at an eye-popping 1,000% in mid-April. You compare this with the same stuff that's going on with Muln Automotive. Is there something big going to be announced between now and June 12th for Muln Automotive? Is there a reason why borrow fee, cost to borrow, and stuff is going up? The amount of FUD bashers and psychological warfare in recent time hitting the stock all at once. Let me know you all's thoughts on all this information, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.